Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, and do not worry, yes, this is in fact Australia. I know it says Azerbaijan. I don't know what I was thinking, forgot to take a screenshot of Australia, but I figured, you know what, there are no spoilers in this screenshot, so I'm going to take this screenshot. Anyway, this is in fact Australia. And this is, in fact, Formula 1 Manager 23. My name is CringeyJesse, and with no real new updates, no car updates, no nothing, we're going to jump right into qualifying. Alright, so here we are in Q1. We are setting the time to beat. Gasly coming across the line first with a 1:18 and then a 1:17.5 by Alonso. So, good times, hoping it's something worth keeping. Not really, as we seem to be the slowest ones out there. On their second lap, same tires though. We have Alonso, he's going to come across the line. Improvement in time, but no improvement in position. As next we have Pierre Gasly, who's got a green sector 1 and a green sector 2. As he comes across the line here with a yellow sector 3. A little bit of a cutoff there by Daniel Ricciardo. That's kind of whack, but things happen. Alright, end of the session. It is the last chance that we have. Yellow sector 1, green sector 2 for Gasly, 2 green sectors for Alonso as he comes across the line on his fresh tires, able to get all the way up to P13. Here comes Pierre Gasly. Can he improve as well? All the way to P15. Unfortunately, though, that is the cutoff. We are in danger as Ricciardo and Tsunoda both decide to give up on their lap. They're going to give up in qualifying. They are going into the pit lanes. Here comes Oscar Piastri as he is the next one to come across the line. And he will come across the line as he comes across the last turn there down to the finish line. Across that he goes. No improvement. No improvement. So now we have Zhou Guanyu and Theo Pourchaire. Theo Pourchaire comes across. Zhou comes across. No improvement on either one of them, so it will be a Q2 for Alonso and Gasly here in Australia. Speaking of Q2, as always, we love to set the time to beat, and that is exactly what we are going to do with Alonso coming across the line first. Here he will set a 1:17.8, it looks like. Gasly's going to set a 1:17.7. So a little bit slower for Alonso, as he did set a 1:17.5 in the last time. But end of session, fresh tires coming across the line. Green sectors 1 and 2 for both of them. Gasly across the line first, up to P12. Alonso across the line next, up to P12, putting Gasly back to P13, with Albon the only one who can stop this madness. Which hopefully we're hoping that he doesn't stop the madness. We would love to start as high as possible, and it is in fact Albon going into the pit lane, giving up on his lap. Probably was not a good lap anyway. It's kind of hard to tell. It doesn't really let us look at that. But with qualifying over, let's get into the race.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Alright, Alonso P12, Gasly P13 coming down to the first turn of the race. And they're just gonna, side by side here, but ultimately just swap places here on the first lap. Gasly wanted a chance to be in front of Alonso, to show that, he can also finish higher than his teammates. And that is his plans for this race as of right now, is what it looks like. We're just hoping they don't fight each other a lot. But we have to wait until lap 4 before any other lap changes are made, as Gasly with the DRS goes around Bottas. Alonso was trying to look for that outside as well, but was not able to get it, as Bottas, he does close that off, unfortunately, which gives a little bit of a gap between the two. But on the very next lap, Bottas with the DRS, Gasly without DRS, Alonso with the DRS looking for the outside around Bottas. He won't complete it there, but he does have the inside on the next turn. Unfortunately, the outside on the next turn. But he is pretty much in front of Bottas by the time that next turn comes up. So going from P12 to P13 to now P11 and P12, we love to see it. There was fighting between Alonso and Gasly, so I had Gasly back off here, and as you can see in front of us, Magnussen flying off of the track and back onto the track, knocking out Fernando Alonso. I'm sure his car will be okay though, but a safety car is out, so we get to slow down everything, and that's exactly what we're just going to conserve and harvest. Okay, Alonso is out of the race. As we mentioned earlier, Gasly did want to prove that he could finish a race in front of Alonso. Now is his chance, and it's the way the races have been going, his only chance. Throughout the safety car, we decided not to box Pierre Gasly for new tires. We decided to wait and finish out our strategy. So that is why you see Pierre Gasly in P4 holding off Verstappen at the moment. But yeah. Anyway, lap 13, same lap, no DRS, no chance of any help from anything else. This is just raw power coming from the cars as we come around the last turn here. And it's going to be Verstappen up the inside. Like I said, no DRS, so it's not like he's getting that extra help, but it's also showing that he doesn't need the extra help as we go from P4 to P5 with Pierre Gasly. Verstappen now up into P4. Now we're holding off the Ferrari, which we did very well. We are boxing here on lap 21 from P4 in front of Lance Stroll. Coming out of the pit lane in last place, though, we're going to be behind both of the AlphaTauris, Theo Picher and Ricciardo, fighting for position, as we are 22 seconds behind them. He does get to finish in front of Alonso, but at this rate, I just don't see a lot of good happening. Hamilton's in the pit lane. We were close enough to get in front of him as he is in the pit lane, and we will get in front of him for P17. Not sure what else to say there. It's just we did make some ground on the AlphaTauris, as we are less than 5 seconds away from Theo. And here, Hamilton is showing us that our dreams of beating him in this race were slim to none, as he is easily going to catch back up to us only a couple of laps later from when he boxed. But lap 32, here we come across the line side by side with Theo Picher. We're going to get him in that first turn, and we're still going to have DRS going into the second one, so we're going to have a little bit of a chance to get away from him, as Hamilton is now 2 seconds in front of us, and Hamilton is also 9 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo, so I'm almost positive Theo Picher did box at some point. Albon did go into the pit lanes. He is behind us as we are with Bottas here. Bottas, who we had also passed at one moment. This is him getting back in front of us. And he is gone. We're going to try to fight it down to the turn 1, but it's not going to happen. Piastri has also boxed here, and because of the boxing, Mick Schumacher also boxed. That's why we're P14. I was a little confused there for a second. I did this race a couple of days ago, and I'm now editing and doing the voiceover today, so I'm very sorry. Very, very sorry. Alright, Gasly, P14, 7 seconds behind Zhou Guanyu, fighting off Daniel Ricciardo. Lap 48, about 11 laps to go. Zhou Guanyu's in the pit lanes. That's going to bring us up to P14 once again. But we're also going to try to get in front of Daniel Ricciardo, who had passed us recently, to put us back in P15. As we have the DRS, we're racing down to turn 3, I believe. I don't know the turn numbers yet either. And, ooh, we're so close. He's got a wheel to us there, so it's still side-by-side fighting as we are in front. It looks like, but not quite, as Daniel Ricciardo's still trying to fight for that position. Still shooting to fight for P13, even though neither one of us is going to end this race with points. I do like my drivers to finish in front of P15. As Max Verstappen crosses the line with 10 laps to go, we get in front of Daniel Ricciardo. P13 is ours for the taking. Alright, P11 to P10 as we pass Norris, who's in the pit lane. Who else boxed? I wonder. It was George Russell and Carlos Sainz all the way back there in last place. There was a little tussle between them, so they had to box. However, while that happened, I was in the little fast forward mode because I really didn't think anything exciting was going to happen again, and this is why you don't fast forward the races. I completely understand that. Anyway, Gasly, P10, holding back Bottas. Holding back Piastri, Mick Schumacher, and Norris throughout this entirety of the lap. No DRS for him, but DRS for the people behind him. As they come up to turn 3, he is able to block off everybody. No one's able to get past him just yet. So, only 2 more, technically 3, because there is a good bit of DRS range between the start and the finish line on that front stretch. But 2 more to go through here in the main race as we are trying our best to hold him off. All Piastri 2/10 behind us. He is right on our tail as we are coming up to the turn that Magnussen flew off of the track and then back onto the track to take out our teammate Fernando Alonso. And nobody's going to fly off here. We've decided to master that. Piastri showing Magnussen how to drive as we are holding off everybody right here, trying to hold on to position, hold on to the points. We do want to finish with points. It is Pierre Gasly learning from Kevin Magnussen back in the 2024 Jeddah race where he defended for his life to help Nico Hülkenberg get into points and himself not to lose position because he did have 20 seconds worth of penalties in that race. And coming across the line in P10, it is in fact Pierre Gasly. Mick Schumacher getting in front of Piastri, and then Norris getting P13. None of them getting points, but they were fighting for position. It is Pierre Gasly who will get the points. It is a shock to see a Ferrari and a Mercedes down there way below us, but you know, it happens. It happens.
What a masterclass drive from Pierre Gasly today.
An outstanding performance today to have made the top 10. Not many would have expected this from the team, to be honest.
Alright, so here we are in round 3. The Australian Grand Prix is over, and this is where points start to matter just a little bit more. Max Verstappen winning once again. Sergio Perez getting second. Another Red Bull 1-2. So they are definitely helping their chances out in the Constructors. Lance Stroll getting second, Charles Leclerc getting fourth, Lewis Hamilton dropping 2 places back down to 5th, Esteban Ocon improving 1 spot to P6, but Yuki Tsunoda improving 12 spots to get P7. Wonderful drive by Yuki Tsunoda in the Williams. Alexander Albon, the other Aston Martin, improving 6 spots to get P8. Valtteri Bottas starting P11, ending P9, and then Pierre Gasly moving up 3 places to get the 10th spot. Last point. That is your top 10 here in Australia. And next we have the driver's standings. Max Verstappen moving up 1 spot back into first place here in the driver's standings. 68 points. Sergio Perez falling down to second with 62 points. So I'm guessing that means they have about 130 something points in the Constructors. We'll see that in a minute. Lewis Hamilton moving up 2 spots to P3 with 30 points. George Russell staying where he is. Carlos Sainz dropping down to 2 spots to P5. Charles Leclerc moving up 1 spot to P6. Lance Stroll moving up 3 spots to P7. Fernando Alonso dropping 2 spots to P8. At least we still have a driver in the top 10. He has 14 points. However, Esteban Ocon just gained 8 points, tying Fernando Alonso. So he's got P9. So there's a tie for P8 there. And then Alexander Albon dropping 2 spots to P10 in the driver's standings with 12 points. So a little bit of a fight between Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon, and Fernando Alonso for P8. Hopefully we can get that moving forward and we don't lose any more spots. But last but not least, Jesus, can I speak today? Pierre Gasly falling 1 spot down to P12 with 4 points. He did gain a point today, and he is the one with the fastest lap earlier in the season. But 4 points for him as he drops to Yuki Tsunoda, who moved up to P11. We didn't forget our Barda boy, but We need both of them to do better. We need both of them. I would love for both of them to finish in the top 10 today. Top 10 in this season. And I would love for us to... But from the way things are looking as of right now, we have a lot of work to do. And moving on to our constructor standings, Red Bull on top with 130 points. Mercedes in second place with 55 points. Ferrari in third place with 47 points. Aston Martin moving up one spot to P4, with Haas dropping down to P5. That is our goal, 5th or higher, so we can't lose any more spots. We just can't. Anyway, like I said in the last one, Aston Martin looked like a rival, but McLaren is now the closest one to us, as we have 18 points it looks like, because that can't be a 10. My eyes are bad, I am sorry. Because the reason I say that is because McLaren has 15 points and they are behind us. So they are very close behind us. Williams has moved up 2 spots to P7. Alfa Romeo has moved down a spot to P8, which leaves Alpine and AlphaTauri. I did not get a screenshot of where they're at. I am sorry. I apologize. Baku is already done as well. So I will make sure that I have it for the race after Baku. I'll keep that more in the loop, I promise. And now we're back to the screen that started the video, but this time it's in its rightful spot. Azerbaijan is next. We'll be racing around the Baku city in the very next video. I'll probably be out tomorrow. I'm trying to do one a day. I did mention doing a video on the announcement of Formula 1 Manager 24, and it has been announced, and I am going to do my best to figure out how exactly I can do a video on my thoughts of the Formula 1 Manager 24, because other people have done their deep dives and stuff like that, and I don't know how well I can do a deep dive. Like I said, all of my videos come from my PlayStation 5. I don't know how in depth you can go in editing with this, but I'm going to do my best and give you guys my thoughts on. There's already a couple of things I'm excited for, and I can't wait for it to happen. For this race, I can't think of anything that's happening new with upgrades. However, if there is, it will be in that video. So, thank you for watching this one. If you liked the video, please like the video. And if you can't wait for the next one, please hit that subscribe button. Last I checked, I'm at 230 subscribers, and I would like to hit 500 by the end of the year. Also, new thing, I did mention that the Baku race is already done. I just have to edit it and put it up. But I have just recently learned that I can go live and still edit these videos like this. I might be slow with technology. Leave me alone. If you want to see these races happen live, please follow me on Twitch, because I will be doing the races live on Twitch, and then I will be editing the video for YouTube afterwards. Only if you want to, take your time. Do you. Thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you next time. Until then, have fun.